The city lights shimmered like scattered stars on wet asphalt as Alexander Reed slowed his car at the red light. From the outside, everything about him screamed success: the hand-stitched leather interior, the quiet hum of a $1 million engine, the custom watch resting effortlessly on his wrist. At 36, Alexander was one of the youngest billionaires in the country. He had built an empire from nothing, rising from a forgotten childhood into a life most people only dreamed about. Beside him sat Clara Whitmore, elegant, composed, and glowing softly beneath the dashboard lights. She was his fiancée. A woman admired by society, respected by business circles, and adored by the press. Their engagement announcement had made headlines that morning. Yet at that moment, Alexander felt strangely hollow. The traffic light flickered red, reflecting in his eyes. Then he saw her. Alexander's hand tightened around the steering wheel. Across the crosswalk, walking slowly against the evening rush, was a woman he hadn't seen in 7 years. Emily Carter. Her hair was pulled back simply now, no longer styled the way she used to wear it when she laughed beside him in cheap cafes. Her coat was worn, her steps cautious, but her posture carried a quiet strength that punched the air from his lungs. And she wasn't alone. She was holding the hands of 2 small children. Twins. A boy and a girl, no older than 6. Alexander's heart slammed violently against his chest. The world around him faded, the sound of traffic, the glow of buildings, even Clara's presence beside him. All he could see were those children. One of them laughed, pointing at something across the street. The sound, though he couldn't hear it, echoed inside Alexander's soul. His breath caught. "No," he whispered. Clara turned toward him. "Alexander? What is it?" But he didn't answer. Because the little boy had just looked up. And those eyes. They were his. 7 years earlier. Emily had loved Alexander before. He became a billionaire. Before the suits. Before the security. Before the walls around his heart. Back then, he was just a driven young man with tired eyes and big dreams. They had shared ramen dinners, late-night plans, and promises whispered under dim streetlights. But ambition can be cruel. When Alexander's first major deal came through, everything changed. He worked endlessly. Traveled constantly. Missed birthdays. Missed conversations. And then came the argument. A misunderstanding fueled by pride and silence. "You don't trust me," Alexander had said bitterly. "I needed you," Emily replied, tears trembling in her voice. Neither listened. Neither stayed. Emily left that night. 2 weeks later, she discovered she was pregnant. Cars behind Alexander honked. But he didn't move. Emily reached the other side of the street. She glanced up and froze. Their eyes met. Time collapsed. Shock rippled across her face, followed by something deeper, pain carefully buried but never healed. Alexander opened his door before Clara could stop him. "Alexander," she called, confused. He crossed the road without thinking. Emily instinctively pulled the twins closer. "Emily," he breathed. She swallowed hard. "Alexander." The children looked up at him curiously. "Mommy, who's that?" the little girl asked. Emily hesitated. Her voice trembled. "An old friend." Alexander crouched slightly, meeting their eyes. "What are your names?" he asked softly. "I'm Noah," said the boy. "I'm Lily," the girl smiled. The sound shattered him. Clara approached slowly, observing everything. "These are your children?" Clara asked gently. Emily nodded, unable to speak. Alexander's knees nearly gave out. "How old are they?" He whispered. 6, Emily said. 6. Exactly 6. The math crushed him. Tears burned behind his eyes for the first time in years. "They're mine, aren't they?" Emily didn't deny it. "The truth unfolds. They sat later in a quiet cafe, the same one Emily used to visit with the twins after school. Alexander listened. For once, he truly listened. Emily spoke of sleepless nights, of working 2 jobs, of skipping meals so the twins could eat. Of watching them grow without a father to teach them how to ride a bike or soothe their nightmares. "I didn't want your money," she said quietly. "I wanted peace for them." Alexander covered his face. "I would have been there," he choked. "If I had known." "I know," Emily replied softly. "That's what hurts the most." Clara watched silently, her heart heavy but clear. Later that night, she took Alexander's hand. "You don't lose me by doing the right thing," she said. "But you will lose yourself if you don't." A new beginning. Alexander didn't disappear again. He showed up. Every day. He learned how to braid Lily's hair. He helped Noah with homework. He sat on the floor, building blocks instead of empires. He didn't buy their love. He earned it. Months passed. The twins stopped calling him Mr. Reed. They started calling him Dad. Emily watched it all with quiet tears. And one evening, as the family walked together across that same crosswalk, Alexander realized something profound. He had crossed many roads to success. But the most important crossing of his life was the one that brought him back to them. Sometimes life doesn't stop you at a red light to punish you. Sometimes it stops you so you can finally see what truly matters.